Hello, my family. Okay, so today we're going to make a dry soup mix that you can put on your shelf and have it whenever you need it immediately. It's going to be an instant soup mix, basically, and we're going to turn it into like cup of potato soup. We're going to try this. We're going to see what the flavor is. But before we can get there, I need to go over some of the ingredients with you. One of the ingredients calls for potato flakes. Wait till you find out what I learned. My family, like I was saying, I did go and I was looking at the ingredient list because look, if we're going to eat this, we're going to make it to the best of our ability, as healthy as possible. And there was a problem with that. So potato flakes, I was looking at, how about some flavoring in our soup mix? And I thought, okay, so I'm going to go look at all the ingredients, see what's in it. And y'all, was I surprised at the flavored. So let me give you a little bit of secrets here. So this was, let me go to, hang on a minute. So this was a cheese, like 3 cheese potato mix. Dry potatoes, y'all. And so the ingredients, it was from Idaho, no less. Idaho potatoes, cheddar, Parmesan, and Romano cheeses, pasteurized milk. So far, so good. Cheese culture, salt, enzymes, salt. So far, okay. Vegetable oil. Coconut, sunflower, and soybean. Whey, maltodextrin. Sugar. Wait a minute. This is mashed potatoes. Why is maltodextrin and sugar in these mashed potatoes, y'all? Non-fat dry milk, buttermilk powder, monoglycerides, calcium, natural flavors, yeast extract, so on and so forth. So, one that threw me off was the sugar in these. But there were other products, y'all. It had corn syrup in it. Now we're talking mashed potatoes. Why would we need corn syrup? It actually made me stop and think. So here's what I did. If you're going to use potatoes for this recipe, do not get flavored. You can always add flavors later if you wanted to. Now this is already going to have flavoring in it. I'll just tell you. But if you want like a ranch or whatever, you can add that in your soup as you go along. So when it came to just potato flakes, no flavoring, none of that stuff, surprisingly, there was no sugar involved. So let me read the ingredients. Now the one I have is Mountain Harvest. I did find this at Walmart, and I think it was $1.97 for the entire box. And so what was in it? And I went and did my research, y'all. I did. So I could do this with you. So the ingredients are potatoes with emulsifier, mono and diglycerides. And I'm thinking, this sounding weird names, so I went researching. So potatoes with emulsifiers, mono and diglycerides. Emulsifier is used to blend oil and water together. So what are you doing, buddy? Binks. So it's used to blend oil and water together. It's when you get your potatoes and it's got, buddy, you got to get down now. I'm in his chair. Go on, get down. Thank you, bud. Whew, he's heavy. So when potatoes naturally have water in them, So that's all it is it's used to blend the oil and the waters. If there was any oil used within the product or whatever, which it does not state it has oil, it's just the emulsifier that would help blend it together. And I guess that would be also if you were going to make mashed potatoes out of them. If you're going to add your butter and whatever, this is going to help blend that mix together. So the next ingredient was, and let's see, potatoes with emulsifier, mono and diglycerides, and preservative sodium acid. Sodium acid and pyrophosphate. It's a leavening chemical, basically. It helps to prevent discoloration in the potatoes. And then there's sodium bisulfite and citric acid, which we know citric acid is like lemon juice. Sodium bisulfite is a preservative and an antioxidant. It prolongs your shelf life. And then there's tocopherol, and that's a form of vitamin E and serves as an antioxidant and basically an anti-inflammatory. That was strange to find that, but basically this was a safe package to use. No flavorings, no sugars, no maltodextrins, just plain, basically potato flakes. That's what you want to find, y'all. Simple potato flakes. Other products that I've read had the same ingredients. There was dehydrated potatoes, mono, and diglycerides, preservatives, sodium. It's the same exact ingredients, y'all. So look for nothing but potato flakes, plain, no flavoring. If you want flavoring, add flavoring later. Before we started this recipe, I wanted to bring that up to you as to why it was important to find the potato flakes that you needed for this recipe and to remove the sugars because we don't need it. All right, y'all. So now let's go to the ingredients. You will be using powdered milk, which that can tend to have sugar in it too sometimes. And I'm also going to be using this is optional. I'm using powdered milk and powdered heavy cream. The reason for the heavy cream is it's going to make it just slightly richer in flavoring in our soup. So it's not mandatory. If you have it, use it. If you don't, it's not mandatory. You can use straight powdered milk. I'm going to give you the recipe in the description box below. We're also going to try this soup and see how it works out in the end. So let's go in the kitchen, y'all. All right, y'all, so let's start. We need 1 3/4 cups of potato flakes. Now, like I said, I paid about $1.97 at Walmart. It did not give me a whole lot, just so you know that. It was a small box. But I don't make mashed potatoes with potato flakes anyways. I'm just using it for this soup, so it doesn't matter to me. Small was good enough for what I'm doing with this. Because if I make mashed potatoes, y'all, I'm using real potatoes. Alright, so we need 1 cup and 3/4 of a cup. Alright, 1 3/4 cup. Now this is going to make quite a bit of cup of soup. I did check the chicken noodle. We're going to talk about that too, y'all. In the cup of soups. Baffled me. Totally baffled me. Alright, y'all. So now we need 1 1/2 cups of instant dry milk powder, which is your powdered milk. Now I am actually going to change this up to make it a bit creamier. So I'm going to use 1 cup of the dried powdered milk. I don't know why I put this away. I needed it. So we're going to need 1 cup of this. There's 1 cup. And I need a half a cup. So I'm going to take the other half cup and use it for my heavy cream powder. Now what I'm using, I ordered this online at Anthony's or from Amazon, and it's from the company Anthony's. So I've liked Anthony's products. We're going to see. I've never used this one though. So we'll see how this works, because we will be trying this recipe shortly, y'all. So I need a half a cup. I'm going to use the small one twice. I'm going to use 1/4 cup to make the half. Okay, there's 1. Oops. Yeah. 2. That is powdery. All right, y'all. There's 1.5 cups of our milk. That's the only thing about Anthony's I don't like. Hang on, y'all. I gotta seal this. Okay, I'm sorry about that. All right, so now we've got our milk base. Now we need chicken bouillon. And we are going to use powdered bouillon. And we need 3 teaspoons of this. Let me get my teaspoon out. Okay, wait, that's my half teaspoon. Hold on, y'all. I don't feel like doing that 6 times. Alright, there we go. So we need 3 of these. I love this leveler too. This thing is it helps a lot, especially in tight areas like this. So there's 1. There's 2. And then there's 3. Alright, Joe, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, I need 2 teaspoons of dried minced onion. Now, I don't necessarily have minced onion. However, I do have my own onion powder. It's not actually powdery. So this is about as close to minced onions I'm going to get, and it has a lot of flavor because it was from fresh onions. So I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of this mix right here. This is going to give our soup mix a lot of flavoring, y'all. The same with our garlic. So there's 1. And there's 2. Now I need a half a teaspoon of celery salt. Again, this is from my own mix. I took celery and dehydrated it, turned around and used my coffee grinder after I got it super dry, and then I added Himalayan sea salt to this. And then I ran it through the coffee grinder again, and this is how I ended up with celery salt. So I need my half a teaspoon. Here we go. We're going to add that to it. And this has, you can smell the celery. It has a lot of flavor, again, because this was home done. Now this is where I've had a problem. I went searching everywhere, y'all. Now I did find a small container of white pepper. However, I was not paying $4 for an itty bitty can like this. So, y'all, it's up to you. If you want to go do that, go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and use a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and you know what? Call it good. I don't have to have a fancy thing of soup. It's just soup. Now I need a 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme. Again, I'm working on making this fresh as well. 1/8 of a teaspoon of turmeric, which is half of this right there. We need 1 teaspoon of dried parsley and dried chives. Now I'm going to add that after the fact, because now I'm going to take this mix and I am going to put it through a food processor, and we're going to blend this up to a powdery form. So let me get us set up and we'll be right back. Alright y'all, so running this through the food processor is just going to allow us to break up those potato flakes more and make this into more of a powdery form. The reason for it, it will allow our mix to absorb water a whole lot better. So that's the reason why we are going to do this. Now you can add your parsley and chives. It's 1 teaspoon of chives and 1 tablespoon of dried, or 1 tablespoon of chives and 1 teaspoon of parsley. However, I want to save that for last and leave those whole for me. So it's up to you. If you want to blend it in here, go right ahead. If not, you can do like I do and have that whole. So we're going to pulverize this basically into a powder. Once we get it, we'll be right back. And that took all of less than a minute to do, y'all. And it smells amazing. So now we have our, well, cup of soup mix. Potato. So we're going to test this. Now I'm going to put this back into the bowl. We'll be right back. I'm going to switch you around. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back into my bowl in here. Because I'm going to add my parsley and my chives into my mix. I want to make sure I get all of my mix though, so I'm going to make sure I get all of it. The cost of everything, y'all, I just don't feel like wasting nothing, so we're going to add all of everything in here. Alright, now I'm going to add my parsley, and I need a teaspoon of this. This again is home dried fresh parsley. I need a teaspoon, and then 3 tablespoons of dried chives. Now I will tell you, I have a big mess of chives that I've seen outdoors. I am going to pick all of it, give my chives a haircut, y'all, and I'm going to dry them because these have no scent and no flavor. Really, they smell, but they don't really have much of a flavor. So I am going to use my homegrown chives and see if there's a difference. But anyways, for now, in this, we're going to use 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to mix this up. Let me get something to mix this up with. This will work. I'm just going to mix it. And there we have our soup mix, y'all, just like this. Now we're going to test this mix out and see how it does. Now the directions say to we did it in the food processor until it's powdery. Store this in a jar with a tight fitting lid. Keep it in a cool, dry place. And now we're going to take and boil 1 cup of water and then stir in 1/4 cup of the soup mix. However, we're not going to use that because that's going to make a bowl. We want a cup. So let me get us situated. I am going to set this aside for a moment. And what I'm going to do is we're not going to use my stove, y'all. I have a water pot that I use to make my tea. So I'm going to set this little bad boy up for us, fill it with water. It's going to take 3 to 5 minutes, and at that point we'll be back, and by then we're going to try this mix. Okay, y'all, so our hot water is done, and I just found out, so 1 cup will fit in a coffee cup. So we're going to do this. We're going to use, actually we're going to try this first. We're going to use 1/4 cup of our potato soup mix. And I'm using 1/8 of a cup to make it easier in my jar. By the way, if you want to know how much this mix made, right here, all the way up to this edge here on a 1 quart wide mouth jar, y'all, it filled it up. So it will give you at least that 1 large jar of soup mix. I'm going to take this, put it up here, and seal that bad boy off because we're going to see how this works. Now we're going to take 1 cup of our boiling hot water, just like so. I love this teapot. It does not take long to heat. The only regret I have is I wish it had a warmer on it, but hey, I'm not going to complain. I love it. So far, this smells good, y'all. Now we're going to just take and mix this up really, really well. See if we need to add any more or not. Oh my gosh, it already looks like... Let's see if I can show you. Oh, that's hot. It looks like that cup of soup. So far, it's acting just as if it were that Lipton cup of soup. Oh, the scent is amazing, especially when you use your own homegrown products in this. Oh, this is working great, y'all. Absolutely great. Okay, we're going to set this up, and then we're going to do the taste test. Okay, y'all, so we're going to give this a taste test. First, I have to get a shout out to Miss Patricia Sheen. Honey, you have a way of bringing tears to my eyes in a good way. Always reminding me and lifting me up, and you're inspirational for me. Even when I feel down, you have a way of lifting me up. Y'all, she sent me a reminder every day that God had made me into a teacher, along with many other gifts that he has given me. Teacher was one of them, and that's a blessing. It's an honor to me, actually, and very much honor. And she reminds me every day when I see this little apple on this bracelet, and this bracelet is beautiful. The beads are like marble and opal, or opaque. It's a really pretty bracelet. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you for reminding me of what I am. So, y'all, we're going to try this soup. Now, remember, I put heavy whipping cream in it, so I am going to try and see the flavoring. If it does make it a rich flavor, you know I'm going to tell you. But that is optional. You can go straight milk of the sources that you like. And powdered milk is one of the main sources in that recipe. Y'all, and even though it's looking like Christmas, I'm letting this cool down a little bit, y'all. It's hot. Trust me. So I'm kind of procrastinating for a minute till it cools down just a tad. But unfortunately, it is looking like for the most of us, we are going to have a very warm Christmas. But in the times like I'm having this weekend where it's going to be down in the 20s, this cup of soup is going to be good when I just feel like having something very quick when I come in from the homestead after it's been really cold. I just grab my little hot pot, turn it on while I'm on the homestead. It's done heated. Come in and make my cup of soup. Y'all, this is what I remember. This is what I love. Just no fuss and muss. I don't have to spend hours making a soup. Just pour and go. So let's try this. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is good. There is something it absolutely needs though. So hang on, let me add it and let me see if we can change this a bit. All right, so what does this soup need? Salt. Sorry, it needs salt. So I'm going to take just a pinch of Himalayan sea salt into my cup. And if this changes that flavor, y'all, then absolutely go ahead and add to your flavoring. Add it to yours as well, because it really does need salt. That celery salt just wasn't enough. So now, that's it. That's it. Oh, y'all, this is better than what I grew up with. This is, oh my goodness. I don't need no stinking spoon. Oh, that's it. Y'all, that was quick, simple. A cup of hot water, a quarter cup of that soup mix. Y'all, that was amazing. Stir, and there you go. There's lunch. This is amazing. Now, I am definitely going to keep this on my shelf. As the new year comes in, I have so much more of this that we're going to do. Quick, simple, healthier ways of having what we enjoy. Now, I will tell you, I started to get the cup of soup chicken noodle. And I'm going to tell y'all, I veered completely away from it. When I turned around and read the ingredients, for whatever reason, cornstarch and sugar into the mix does not go together with me. I am going to find a different way to make the chicken noodle soup. I'm working each day at trying to find new ways of creating those cup of noodles in a healthier way. I'm looking in the tomato, and I'm going to look into, you know what, that cup of tomato soup would probably go good with this cream too. So I'm going to create something, watch me. But when it comes to chicken noodle soup, I'm going to try something better. But if not, I will tell you, the video that we did with the chicken bouillon, y'all, that's about the best chicken noodle soup you're going to get. Or chicken soup or a cup of soup. Now, if you want noodles, you can take spaghetti, break them up in pieces. I know, all my Italian friends, please don't just crucify me for that one. But take some spaghetti, break it up in pieces, boil it, make it al dente, and then add it to your soup. This is going to be the healthiest way you're going to do this. And each chicken bouillon that we made that's in your freezer, use your hot water, pour it in your cup, add your pasta, and bam, you have your instant cup of noodles. So I'm gonna actually enjoy this, y'all. This is really, really good, and I am really happy I made this. I got a quart's worth of soup mix. On a really cold day out on the homestead, this is gonna work amazing. I hope you look forward to more, because we got so much more coming of what we are going to do. I actually have, I believe I have a au gratin, Better Than Betty Crocker's mix video too. I'm going to have to check back on that. If I don't, y'all, we're going to be making that one as well. And along with a few others if I can find something. I also have a mix that we're going to make that we'll have to, more than likely, we'll have to see if it gets stored on the shelf or if it gets stored in your refrigerator. But it's everything cream of mix. So you can make cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, or cream of tomato. So we are going to be working on that one as well. Like I said, I'm going to look in my old past videos. If these have not been done, you know we're fixing to do something, because this was perfect. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I'm going to enjoy this cup of soup before I go work out. Y'all, thank you so much for being a part of my family, for your support, for your encouragement. You're just the best I could ever have as far as friends. And in a family, this is, my circle is amazing. So bless you all. And at that, I got work to do, y'all. I love you. And until next time, much love from Parton's Mediterranean Homestead.